Hey guys, what is AI in terms of a layman? So AI is a program which takes some inputs and gives some outputs or one output based on what you need. So you will ask, if it's a program which is written, what is the intelligence in that? So basically AI, nobody writes a program inside the AI model. So it self writes itself. So that is where the intelligence comes. So basically what happens is we give AI some inputs, what we call as features. Okay, so we give them some features, let's say 10 features as input, and we tell I want this to be the output or these to be the outputs. So now it is up to the model to actually learn from the inputs, verify it against the output, correct itself, again see the inputs, verify against the outputs, correct itself. So this process keeps on happening, what we call as a training. So it keeps on happening till it finds an optimum set of parameters and an optimum set of program, so that that input becomes the given expected output. So it is a function. Let's say it could be like adding two numbers. So I keep giving it two numbers and I will give it an output. I'll give it 1 1 and output 2. Then I'll give it 2 2 and output 4. I'll give it 3 2 and say output is 5. I keep telling this. So it has to actually process. It has to think what the two inputs will do to get an output. So 1 and 1, if I add, I get 2. If 2 and 2 I get 4. So over a period of time, let's say after it processes so many samples, let's say 1,000 samples, 10,000 samples, 50,000 samples, then it tries to understand what is happening and then it gives an output. So basically this is what an AI does, whether it is numbers or whether it is words, languages, or it is images or audio. Basically everything is converted to numbers somewhere and then processed. So when you have numbers, your numbers that you are going to process. When you have words, each word is encoded into a number, including space, comma, start and everything, and then it is processed. In case of images, each pixel is converted into a number. Basically each color of the pixel is converted to a number, and then it processes it and gives a number. Similarly, when you are doing audio, each frequency and its amplitude is converted to a number, and then it is fed to it, and then it develops itself based on the output. So it can basically, since it's output and input driven, so it develops itself based, so it can process any information that can be converted into a digital form or a numerical form. So that is why AI can work with numbers, it can work with languages, English, whatever language you have, and then it can work with images, it can work with audio, it can work with both sides. So it could be that you put in numbers, you get text output, you put text, you can get number output, you send image, you can get text output, you send audio, you can get text output, and vice versa. So all possible combinations are there. So only thing is you need a set of lot of data which is in that input and that output format. Then you can keep training the model to basically send that input and output. So this is basically what AI does. What we call as a model is nothing but an AI. So it takes it takes an input in the specified form. It gives an output. Can a single model do everything? No. So an AI is specific to a specific task. An image processing model or an AI can only process input image. Let's say I want simple. I want to convert my number plate into numbers or characters. So I will train it to do that. So it can only do that. You cannot feed text to that model. It is like I cannot interview for a CS job, right? So similarly, an aeronautical engineer does an aeronautical engineering work, a CA does a CA work. Similarly, a model built for image processing will process image, another model built for text processing will process text. So yes, we can always extend it as we learn new skills as humans. If an aeronautical engineer tomorrow might learn how to do accountancy and do both. Similarly, a model built for language processing can also handle images if it is trained to do so. But then it starts to become more and more complex. So these are not simple programs. So these are, as you know, as you build in more and more data and it becomes more and more robust and accurate, the size of the models can go from a few KB to few GBs also. So that complex set of information, based on how much of information it has to store and process, okay, the size of the model keeps increasing. So that's what AI basically does. So if I build a model for mathematical processing, there also a small model would be there for addition, a small model for multiplication, a small model for division. So basically, I'm telling you basic arithmetic operation. There could also be complex on linear algebra where inputs there could be like stock prediction, okay, stock trend prediction or cryptocurrency trend predictions, these kind of things. So I know 6 months of data, I have 6 years of data, I feed in that data and I know what happened. If last 3 months of data was like this, the next day's data was like this. So if those kind of data, as you start feeding in and the model develops itself, so it will be able to predict better. So this is all what AI does. So you train it over and over and over again over millions and millions and millions of records, and then it will probably give you something which is accurate to some extent. Okay, we are still figuring out ways to make it more accurate. It can, but if you give it a new problem, it will fail. Okay, that is where the human brain and AI are totally different. Okay, for human brain to learn something, you don't need millions of samples. You just need one or two, and then the human brain will process it. It will know, okay, this is the way it goes on. So it evolves faster. So what is the role of an AI engineer? Basically, AI engineer is responsible for writing algorithms using which the AI or the model learns to process it. So that is his role. So based on the data, first he performs data analysis. What kind of data is there? What kind of algorithm will help the model to learn faster and give better outputs is what is the whole role of an AI engineer in all this. Next is the $1,000,000 question. Should I be scared of AI taking away my job? Definitely not. You have to just do 3 things. 1. Know how to use AI to your advantage. 2. Or you should know how to build an AI. Or 3. You don't want to do both. Be creative and do non-mundane tasks with a high degree of abstract reasoning which an AI can anyways not replicate. That's it from my side.